have any of those because we cannot get them in the United States because they don't here. But we have candy and all the food and like fruit, drinks or any material that you put on the altar is supposed to be eaten by the dead. So your dead, those loved ones who you are remembering these days, they are supposed to come at night and eat all the stuff that is in the altar. So tomorrow this is supposed to be like empty because all the spirits and ghosts, it's spooky. Yeah, they come and eat and they can devour you.
It would take them a while to devour me.
And they can eat you. No prepositions included.
5 minutes.
Security to keep all fanatics from. Vicky is invited to join us in the explanation of the Day of the Dead. Vicky, you're welcome. Please put your hands together. Okay.
It's really hot. It is warm here.
Flowers are a symbol of majesty, and they represent the glorious entrance of the dead into heaven, because we believe that when you die, you don't pass away, you pass on to the next level. You go to heaven and you entrance through the threshold of divinity.
Here we go, here we go.
Okay, as you can see, we're remembering all those who perished in the September 11 attacks, especially today because we are in this country who underwent these tragical events. And we also have all this stuff is to commemorate those people, either friends or loved ones. It's a religious feast.
Like you.
What else?
I don't know.
The typical flower that we use for it, it only grows in Mexico. It's called cempasúchil, and well, it's very similar to this, but probably a bit bigger, yellow, between yellow and orange. Well, you know, we make fun of death, so we always make cartoons. I think there was one there.
A long time from now. Andreas, what do you do in Germany to celebrate the Day of the Dead? Or do you ever remember the dead? Or
I guess we go in the cemetery and visit the dead and put the flowers down. But that's basically it. And we go actually to church too. And school children actually get off school on that day. So that's pretty nice.
Like you said earlier, it's inevitable. Obviously, I'm a person that when family members or friends have died, I don't really, I celebrate their life. I think celebrating their life is more important than mourning their death, because celebrating that life helps you to appreciate who that person was and to come to a grasp with the death. Likewise, I think events like this, I don't celebrate it in the formal sense as your culture does, but I celebrate it in my everyday life. I was talking to somebody earlier about my Grammy, who died, I guess it was 3 years ago, last March, but we have stuff around the house that reminds us of her, you know, with that specific purpose.
I'd agree with him because, like, I mean, I don't mourn as much as I would celebrate as well. But fortunately, I haven't had, like, too many close relatives of mine die yet. But, except for my 105-year-old grandmother, or great-grandmother. But I wasn't as close as, like, other relatives to her.
well, that's it for today.
No, I want to...
Okay, how about Maribel? We have a Mexican here, another Mexican.
Wait, I want to change the explanation of why this is a festivity in outside day in Mexico. It's because this is a mixture of the Christian and the old religions that existed in the central part of the country. In those ancient tribes, like Aztecs, they thought that dying was something very good. This was only like a first stage. And like a lot of kind of heavens for those who died during pregnancy, during war, during a fire. so it was very good to die. That's why everybody was willing to make a sacrifice and give their bodies and their heart to their gods. So this mixture is why some people still celebrate it.
It's more like a. It's not that we are. What's the word for that? Mooring?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're just remembering the dear ones. That's it. Just like letting them know that we still remember them. And it's kind of a party actually, because there are some people who go to the cemeteries to decorate the tombs and everything, and actually they have lunch there, music and everything. So no, I'm not saying that in all Mexico, but in certain cities. But actually, it's a happy celebration. That's it.
It's kind of unfortunate within the American culture that every time we think of somebody who's passed away, it is usually in a very sad and mournful state. I mean, I know I did that with the death of my granny, but now that I look back at her death, I realized that, well, first she was suffering through cancer, so it was kind of a release from her suffering, but also the celebration of her life and her existence is really what I try and focus on now. So I see celebrations like this as really being important to the remembrance of people.
But how about Puerto Rico? What do you do in Puerto Rico?
We don't celebrate that. There's not like a formal celebration for it.
Never? You never remember them? Or
They
die and
well,
forget them?
They just drop dead.
like I'm gonna have like a day like this to like remember the dead or whatever. Usually do it like the day of the year anniversary or something. They have like a family gathering and they pray and stuff like that. It's not like a big celebration like you guys do.
This is not only Mexican. I'm sure that at least Guatemala they also celebrate it.
Actually, they celebrated in France too.
France?
Yesterday was a day.
It's All Souls Day. All Souls Day, yeah.
All Saints Day,
And
yeah.
All Saints Day, like in the Catholic Church they have that.
Many
That's
times.
I get to go Halloween trick-or-treating. These are good spray, you're wasting them.
Yeah.
These little packets of screw like rolls of ammunition.
You could have them like draped across your body. Just like real.
No, but she's like,
Oh my god, they're everywhere.
legends that are like